Anger. And well, today's emotion is a very important one. It's a kind of emotion that is with us our entire life. Today we are here going to try to talk about fear, faith, and the fight that we have to engage to overcome fear. The name of the talk is Fear, Faith, and Fight. It's talk number 6, and at the end of the talk we also have some final comments regarding basically how should we handle emotions. It's like a closure of all the other talks. And I just have a quick question. Who has listened to all the talks? Anybody? Well, I just wanted to remind you, if you have the opportunity, try to listen to them online. As all this effort that we are trying to do is all these teachings help us to deal with very typical emotions that we have. Today's emotion, fear, is with us from the beginning of time, and many times our parents use this emotion to help us learn how to control our weaknesses or our bad behavior. How many times we were told by our parents, well, if you don't behave well, then, like I remember my mom would tell us, if you don't behave well, just wait until your dad arrives and he's going to deal with you. And then you are in fear the entire day waiting for your dad. I was waiting for my dad, and just waiting for that time that my dad is coming. You know, it's like, and something is going to happen, or something wrong that I did. And parents used to, I don't know you, but that was my experience. Parents use this kind of fear technique to help us deal with certain weaknesses that we have. In this way, fear can help us to get something good out of it. You know, we are afraid of doing something wrong because we know we're going to be punished. If we fear the Lord, because we might end up away from Him, not so much because we're going to end up in hell. You know, we're going to be away from Him forever. If that is the kind of fear that is helping us to decide to do good things, well, that's kind of good fear. But unfortunately, fear has been handled by the media in very different ways. And a lot of the time is just according to their own purpose. You know, we can hear a lot of how many times the media will say, like here in Michigan, they will tell us on Monday, there's a huge storm coming on Friday. It's going to be 25 inches. You better prepare. On Tuesday they tell us that it's going to be not 25 but 35. And so forth and so forth. And by the time we reach to the day when the storm is going to hit, well, we find out that something happened and it missed Michigan at all. So, for some of us that like to watch the news or TV or radio or whatever, well, we had all that fear built up throughout the week and nothing happened. You know, we were just kind of controlled by the media. And the media loves this because they want to sell. They want you to watch their shows because they have some commercials there, and maybe you'll buy the things that they are trying to sell you. Or in general, they will sell newspaper in the past. so they have a way, or they have a reason why they want to build up all these kind of fears. Other examples are like the virus, the N1H1. You know, when they first thought about requesting a certain number of vaccines, they were like, oh yeah, well, we normally need these, let's ask double. But there was so much fear coming from different parts of the media that they were like, wow, everybody needs to receive the vaccine, everybody. So the government was not ready for such kind of demand. And then after that they were saying, well, let's prioritize and let's see who can get the vaccine. And then it passed like 2-3 months before the supply will be enough for everybody. And all this happened because of the fear that was kind of built up. They used to tell us too that, okay, if you wash your hands, you can kind of prevent it. But so many constant news about people that were getting sick, that were dying, and stuff like that. It was just difficult to ignore. I remember Alex was sick, and he was kind of following throughout the day all the news about the virus, and at a certain point he was really afraid of it, and he even asked me that, "Mommy, am I gonna die?" You know, coming from a 9-year-old, that normally 9-year-olds don't care about anything, is how much this fear came into him. And I'm like, no, it just happened. People that die are the ones that have some other kinds of disease, or they are weak, you know, they're old, certain kind of people happen to have that. But there's some kind of medicine, there's some kind of, there's a medicine that can help you get well or eliminate the problem or reduce the risk. Anyway, other things that we hear normally in the news are tornadoes in Oklahoma. We hear about the fires and earthquakes in California. We hear about, constantly we hear about the wars. We here in Detroit we heard about the underwear bomber. You know, so constantly we are bombarded with news, and normally they are bad news. There's this, I don't know, who has experienced fear in your life? Can you raise your hand? Everybody probably has experienced fear. Well, a typical, when you tell me, fear for this talk, I think about the Lord of the Rings, the first movie, when the king already gives up completely because he sees the number of their enemies coming to attack the castle, or the castle, and the guy is like, wow, these guys have so many, and our building is not going to be able to, our fortress is not going to be able to stop them. There's nothing to do but wait for death. And then if you see, if you remember the movie, I have seen it many times, and I enjoy certain parts of them. The people that were inside the fortress, you could see that they were like looking forward, like there was no emotion inside them. They lost hope completely.